you capping, talking sauce, and do your words match your video? Well, hello, who's next? Can't nobody stop us cause we bucked and pride. Well, hello, who's next? Can't nobody stop us cause we bucked and pride. Well, hello, who's next? Are you capping, talking sauce, and do your words match your video? Well, hello, who's next? Can't nobody stop us cause we bucked and pride.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your guys, Buffed and Prime. We back. CT, T-Cal. Man, happy New Year.
Been a while, man.
It's been a minute. What's going
on? What's up? What's going on? No crashing. Yeah, hit the like, man. It's been a while. We back on YouTube.
It's been a minute. What's good, Nicholas?
Everybody New Year, man. How's everybody New Year?
Man, how's it going? Where y'all checking in from? It's been a minute, y'all. Where y'all at?
Do you guys have snow? That's the real question.
Yeah, we got snow. They to cancel the kids' schools tomorrow.
Already?
Y'all ready? It's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. No snow over here.
What? They even got snow in Florida, snow in Louisiana.
That's surprising. Yeah, in Louisiana, I was just talking to Trey Tomlinson today. And
how's Trey?
He's good, man. He's good. He's getting settled in at Louisiana Lafayette, Raging Cajun. Chopped it up with him. We'll have him on again soon this spring. We're gonna have his coach from Richmond, his cornerback coach on. We got a Colorado transfer coming on this weekend, man. We got a lot of stuff. Marvin, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, it's real snow now.
Yeah, Paisley. No snow in Dago. K-Dot. Yeah, we know they got snow up in the Northeast. Yeah, we just started. Yes, sir. Welcome back. You know what's up, MBJ? You know where we at.
No. Where he at? He's the unk. I'm not no unk. Ain't no we. That's crazy. You just try to make me involved in being an unk. Dallas, Texas. No, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What's snow?
What's up, Cindy? What's going on? Yeah, snow in the hey, it's crazy.
It's out there. It's out there. It's out there. Yep, that's right, love bug. All the way.
It's 22 here right now. Feels like 11, but no snow.
Yeah, man, it's wow, bro. We got dumped on. I was surprised. I was like, where the snow come from? It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's what's up. All right, CT. We doing the season review, man. What we starting off with in the season review?
Well, we gonna break it on stage. Now that the 2024 season is over, it's wrapped in the bag. I got a few questions for you. Question number 1. What was the single biggest surprise of the 2024 season for you?
Colorado's defense, for sure. Colorado's defense. Going into it, so we had broke down, a bunch of guys' individual film from last season, but we didn't know how they'd be as a collective. We didn't know how Robert Livingston would be with this being his first year as a play caller. I said from the beginning, you either can call plays or you can't.
Right. That's facts. Yeah, that's facts.
Like he been coaching. Like he'll know if he can call or not. Just the defense as a whole, because of such the stark contrast from the year before. Like we had no defense the year before. It was like anyone could hang 100 on us at any point. So then this year, seeing the defense, seeing how it stepped up, we had so many different heroes on the defense.
Right.
At different times, like Nakai Hill-Green would ball out. Cam Simon-Craig would ball out. Bentley would ball out. BJ Green would ball out. Sam Okunlola would ball out. Colton Hood would ball out and ball out. Like we had all types of pieces that were stepping up at different times. So that's my biggest surprise of the 2024 season, because it's crazy. It doesn't feel like the season's over, but this time last year we were starting our channel.
We were starting our channel. There we go.
Talking about like what we're expecting, and we're like, well, the offense is gonna be great. So don't even talk about that. What mainly we're talking about linebackers.
Right.
And we have some linebackers that ran and hit. So yeah, how was it for you as far as your biggest surprise from the 2024 season?
I honestly, I think my biggest surprise for the 2024 season was no running game. And like we were like, we're pumped, like, okay, we got these running backs coming in from the transfer portal. This is gonna be, this is gonna be it. And I'm not gonna say, I don't want to say, I mean, it's hard for me to say no running game because I feel like we didn't really attempt to run the ball as much as I would like for us to run the ball. So
Mhm.
I thought that was my biggest surprise. Like I didn't see that coming. If you'd told me, hey, 10, 12 carries a game, I'd be like, what? No way, right? This is
Yeah, because we talked about that,
five wide, line them up, but
and we talked about it for so long in the offseason. We're like, when you can run the ball, it's going to take stress off your quarterback. It's going to take stress off your offense. And then we talked about it, and we talked about it last night during the watch party for Notre Dame,
right?
Ohio State in the national championship. We talked about how the style of Notre Dame lost. He lost by a touchdown. But if Notre Dame was able to get a couple stops on Ohio State early, because their first drive, they took 10 minutes off the clock.
10 minutes right off the clock.
If Ohio State doesn't score that next drive, that puts immense pressure on Ohio State because now they know that their amount of possessions and chances they're going to have to score are limited.
Facts.
So instead of going into a game where, sometimes Colorado's offense started 12 drives, 15 drives, versus if you know you're only going to get 5 drives, then that makes every play more important. And that's the type of pressure that running the ball can put on teams. So yeah, that was definitely a surprise for me as well. I agree 100%.
All right, I'm going to question number 2. What was the biggest disappointment of the season? What disappointed you the most?
Honestly, it kind of goes back to the same thing. It was the lack of the run game. I felt like we had a lot of talent in the backfield and they weren't utilized.
Mm.
And not just running, something that, I mean, that's part of the biggest disappointments. We didn't win 10 games. I said that from day one. You go back.
We had it. It was there. It's not, the 10 games was there. The 10 wins was there, bro.
Yeah, like that was huge disappointment is the fact that we didn't win 10 games when we could have won any of those games. There's no game that was out of reach. That's what makes that so disappointing. So that's the main one is overall season. Then the run game. I'll even go past the run game. I'll say the utilization of the running backs. What I mean by that is the pass game.
Mm-hmm.
There are more routes like in the running back route tree than just running to the flat. Like I promise you. There's running back angles. There's running back corner routes. There's running back option routes. Like there's shake routes.
Wheel routes.
There's so many more options that would just refuse lack of creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Just lack of trying. Like it's there. You're seeing. I don't understand how you see all these teams, every team we face, get their running backs involved. In the past. Like RJ Harvey, I think Colorado held him under 100 rushing yards.
Right.
But he had like another 80, 90 receiving.
Yeah.
Like DJ Giddens had receiving yards. Dylan Edwards had receiving yards. Devin Neal had receiving yards. Like all these teams were finding ways to incorporate their running back into their game. And when it came to Colorado's offense, it was just non-existent. So yeah, that's my those are my biggest disappointments. What about you?
Man, I feel like the adjustment. I feel like when we found something that I felt worked, like running out of pistol, running out, with split pro, and I just felt like when we had something that worked, then we just go away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like when we showed up with UCF, and then like I'm like, okay, cool, we got it, we good. And then the next game, it's like, wow, right? We start going against what worked. I think that was my biggest disappointment of that. Is just the adjustments. It seemed like when we found something that worked, and I didn't like the chemistry of the offense, like the kept moving the pieces and moving the pieces of the offensive line. Like it's like, whoa, wait a minute, like man, come on, but I mean, those are probably my 2 biggest disappointments right there.
And we're gonna do a very multiple in-depth breakdowns of the offense. Yeah, the offense disappointed me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. and back to the lack of creativity. Me personally, if you beat the hell out of me and there's a play that you use to do that and I don't have it, I'm going to add that.
I'm taking that play.
That play that Jeremiah Smith scored on last night where they're doing the orbit motion, meaning going behind the back and trying to get the cornerback and man coverage to chase him across. Then they stopped him, brought him back out to the flat. You know where Chip Kelly got that play from?
No.
Alabama. Alabama ran it with Devontae Smith, the exact same play. They saw it and stole it because it worked. All season, I'm looking at plays Kansas State's running. Kansas State ran a run play we ain't never seen before. Like us.
I think I remember which play. Yeah.
Like you're playing these teams. Like it's one thing, like I'd be stealing from other teams I'm watching just on Saturdays or on my off days. But you see these teams you're playing and you're not trying to incorporate what they're incorporating. Going through all the plays, because I went through all the third down passes yesterday. I did see like 2 new pass concepts like used in the BYU game, but like throughout the season, you weren't seeing new stuff being installed. You weren't seeing the offense become more creative. You weren't seeing them say, hey, let's try this. Let's try that. Lack of creativity. I can't say anything else.
I'm with you, man. I get it. I'm with you. I get it. We gonna move on to question number 3. Who was the most improved player on the team this year?
Most improved. I'll let you go first.
Man, you know, I was thinking about that a lot. Like, I feel like, oh man, Levante Bentley, and I just feel like he got paired. I think with the mix of Robert Livingston and bringing him with Nakai Hill Green. I mean, I just felt like, bam, they hit it, they got it right out the park right here. And he built on, because you remember last year I was like, hey, we gotta get all new linebackers, and then we did the Bentley breakdown. And then he's like, see, when he started the process, he started playing fast and he looked like a whole different player. And I like how Coach Livingston came in and he built on top of that. Like he allowed him. I mean, there were some plays, boy. Bentley hit a few people. I think they left their cleats on the field.
It sounded like the helmet cracked.
Yeah. So, I mean, so I thought that was amazing. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go with Bentley, bro. I just think that, I think he popped off. I mean, the Kai Hill Green, I couldn't say, so I'm going to go with the Bentley.
And the Kai Hill Green improved for sure. Me, it's Cam Craig. Like, we watched his tape last year. I liked this tape a lot. But it was like, okay, I can see what he's capable of. Like, he's a solid football player.
Mm-hmm.
This year is just different. Now, he was playing nickel last season, or star. It's the same thing. They're not different. Exact same.
You want to clarify that? Nickel star?
Exact same. That means the 5th DB on the field. There's no such thing as a nickel on the field and a star. So when last year he was playing in the slot, this year he was truly a safety and primarily strong safety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he could have had a better year. Like, that's how good he played. Like, I do not think he could have had a better year. Fantastic. For me, he's definitely the most improved. Everything, tackling, like him at nickel last year was a disservice because I can see his football IQ. I can see how he understands the run fits. He plays like a linebacker. The size of a corner, can cover like a corner. Like, that's the biggest, I think the biggest loss from Colorado this year is.
Oh, man. He led the team in tackles too. Cam balled out. Absolutely balled out. Shout out to Keaton Wade. We didn't forget about him. He came in at the end, or towards the end, and he brought havoc, man. Hey, shout out.
Most improved because he looked good in the SEC.
That's what I'm saying, right? Keaton Wade, man, he got on and he got going, man.
Yeah, agreed. All right.
Let's go to question number 4. Who was the most impactful newcomer to the program? Yeah.
Nakai Hill Green. And I say that because Nakai Hill Green, I think we saw him play up to his full potential.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy you could say, LeJontay Wester, to no fault of his own, we didn't get to see what we could It was
7-Eleven. Yeah, forgot 7-Eleven. Always open. Facts. Facts.
I'll
Facts.
put Nakai Hill Green because I think Nakai Hill Green, he improved on the main things I wanted to see him improve on was his pass coverage, understanding route concepts. We saw that with the interception against Texas Tech. We saw him improve throughout the season.
Mhm.
Just a great, become a fantastic football player. I said Nakai. It might be Preston Hodge. I ain't gonna lie.
he go double. He got two of them now, huh?
I'll say Nakai because I think there's less drop off from Preston Hodge to Cam Summan Craig as there was to Nakai in the linebackers the year before.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a bigger jump there because I'm good putting Cam back in nickel. I'm not good putting the linebackers how they were the year before.
Oh, facts. You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. You know me, I'm gonna go. I gotta hit the D line. I'm gonna go with the bully. Ever since you showed me the bully film, I was like, bro, like Houston
That was another
this?
That's a huge difference than what we had the year before.
Yeah. And shout out to the bully, man, at UCF game, even the BYU game. Like I just felt like I think this season you could still see the difference when the bully was in and the bully wasn't in. Like it was, and I think that's part of the reason why the linebackers were able to, because now you brought in that person that could hold that double team and they could shoot these gaps. Like so I was between Bully and Coach Livingston, honestly, because shout out to Rob Livingston because I feel like what he brought to the program is he kept his word. He said, I came to put these players at what they do best. That's what I'm going to help them succeed to do. And I felt like, honestly, like that's what he did. Like literally, like I feel like, and I say that because when Preston went out, we was a lot of man until Preston went out, and then when Preston went out, boy, we sure switched the zone, and like you can see that, like, I think tip my cap off to him. That's showing his IQ and saying, okay, I'm down the best nickel in the country. I need to, what I'm saying, I got to make these adjustments. At the end of the day, so I was like Coach Livingston and the block bully. I feel like them the two, man. Them the two.
I'm good with those, man. I'm good with those. All right. What we got next?
Question 5. Did Deion Sanders live up to expectations in his second year at Colorado? Why or why not?
For me, no. And anybody that has watched since day one, that is no secret. I've said that I've been very consistent on this. You had 2 Heisman candidates, 2 potential top 5 picks. Winning 9 games was underachieving with that team. I believe, and let me say this, I believe Coach Prime exceeded everybody else's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure that's a good thing. And it started happening, I think, after Colorado beat Texas Tech. And everyone's talking about how good Colorado is and this and that and all this stuff. And it kind of annoyed me because it's like if you're a A student, right? You always get A. But you tell someone you got a B on a test. And they're like, oh, man, that's fantastic. Good for you. Well, they are saying that because they don't expect you to be better than a B. So they think that's an accomplishment for you.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody that knows you expects you to do an A, to get an A, and they see that as, coming up short because you're not a B student, you're an A student. But if they don't expect much from you, then obviously they're going to, be happier with less. Me, I expected the most out of this team. So I don't think now as a coach, I don't think he failed as a coach, but overall as a team, I expected them to do better than what they did. Because if we go back to the year before, they could have easily won 9 games.
Right.
Before.
And that Pac-12 that was loaded.
Yeah, they won 9 games this year with a much better team. So yeah, for me, came up short. What about you?
I feel like gosh, I mean, the up and down of the roller coaster of the season, I think for the most part, I feel like Coach Prime did. I think he exceeded expectations. I mean, he had a lot. I mean, and I'm saying that on the stage of, hey, A lot of people don't like him just who he makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and he makes and so I don't want to sell that short. Like, hey, who he is makes people feel uncomfortable. Hey, he got Travis, he's got Shador, but it's Coach Prime, and I feel like a lot of people really, and still a lot of people might take him as a joke, or I wouldn't say take him as a joke. I'm more like
They
taking
do.
him as he's
Yeah.
not taking this job serious. Like how when Feinbaum tried to discredit what he did at Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hold up, this is Jackson State. You know what he did there? Like you had like they just went and took him out of a high school. Like
Even football.
right. So I feel like they had, I mean, even back when we did the bets, you were like, hey, 4.5 win total. Like it's unheard. I just felt like to say somebody that was going on with 2 Heisman contenders, like I said, 2 top 5 picks, possibly. Um, I think Coach Prime managed it well. And I like when Coach Prime pushed back. I like when Coach Prime, like, I got time today. I like when he calls people out. I like it because I like you're standing on your business, right? He knows, and we know, it's always more than that. It's always something extra. And then he was taking these kids, right? And then he emphasized education. No, he emphasized their grades. You know what I'm saying? He was on practice. He's out there. And on top of all that, when he was battling with his own health issues, and like I think I feel like he exceeded a lot of people's expectations because a lot of
I think
people
we
just thought it was going to be the bad news bears out there or something, the bad news buffs, you
Yeah.
know?
No, I think
And
he exceeded almost everyone's expectations. And Nebraska was like, I got you. Like everybody, they couldn't wait for that.
they couldn't wait for that. We took
But
that.
me, I expected I expected Colorado to be playing last night.
Yeah.
Like the team, that was a very talented team. And again, back to the previous questions, not being able to run the ball, the lack of creativity on offense, those are the things that held them back. So yeah, I'll never waver. I said it the entire time, but that's because the expectations that I have,
Right.
what I expected from them. But as far as everybody else, then yeah, he way more than exceeded their expectations. But they expect him to be 8-4, 9-4 coach. I expect a conference championship competing for a national championship coach.
Yeah.
So
Facts. We said the 10 wins, anything less than 10 wins, not making the college football playoffs. And before anybody pushed back on that, like all that was in grass. Even towards the end of the season,
yeah,
you went out, everything, you controlled your own destiny. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do say I like the way they bounced back after that Nebraska loss because it could have got ugly after that.
yeah.
I mean, it could have got real ugly. So I like that. Even the Kansas State loss, that was tough, man. Oh, that was a heartbreaker. But hey, they bounced back. So shout out. I mean, yeah, I mean, my expectations, because I kept saying, hey, it's got to be college football playoffs or if it wasn't, it wasn't gonna be a success. But it was all within the grasp. People say, hey, look at the record. We went from 1-11, 4 games, and then that same there to the right. So they're like, he's going that way. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I expect greatness. Simple as that.
Facts.
I expect greatness, and that's what it is. All right, what we got next?
We going question number 6. What were the team's biggest strengths this season? What do you feel like was the biggest strengths?
Biggest strengths this season. So linebackers, secondary. I think we're good outside. I definitely think we could have got better inside. Outside of Chidozie, it was rougher. Mari popped some games, but outside of that, it was like you said, when Chidozie was not in, it was noticeable.
Right.
The defense was definitely the strength. Defense kept them in so many games. The only game the defense did not keep them in was Kansas. That's the only game. Yeah, Kansas only game. Like even when the offense would put the defense in tough positions, the defense answering the call. So I was really impressed with them. I think they were the strength of the entire team for sure. Special teams, I think, was a weakness as far as kick returns. Who returned a kick for a touchdown?
DeJounte.
No, on defense, or on another team returned one on us. Was
Uh,
Baylor, Kansas State, one of them? Maybe Baylor, but we had just watching on the Coach Prime documentary. But yeah, the field position they were getting is Baylor. The field position they were getting was tough.
oh, right.
Some teams had big punt returns. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at on the biggest strength, the defense for sure. What you got?
I got a two part. I agree with you on the defense. I think the biggest strength was the defense. At some point, I felt like it didn't matter who we played that defense. I feel like we had the best linebackers in the nation. Turns out, we had the safeties. I mean, they had battle injuries to cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Preston, DJ. Shout out Colton Hood. Would love to see him get on the field. I mean, he shut down T Mac, which is crazy, right? So I do feel like the defense at some point it became, hey, Robert Livingston can call a game. And we like, okay, offense, we know what this defense can do. Like this defense, when the adjustments they were making, it took a minute, but I like the progress of the defense. But I would say Travis Hunter probably was the biggest strength. Uh and I say that because the crazy catches, the timing catches, offense, defense, interceptions, like the North, you go from the North Dakota State game. Like, I mean, it's just like, bro, at some point in time, Travis is gonna be Travis, and Travis is gonna do some things. And like, making crazy catches to extend drives and keep the offense on the field. So defense could, take a break. So I feel like having Travis Hunter also was one of the biggest strengths of the team this year for sure.
What's crazy about that is before the season, I was in the mindset take Travis off of offense
Mm-hmm.
for a good amount because we're gonna need him on defense.
Right.
I was like, hey, we're fine on offense. We got the receivers. We need him on defense. Then the
Mm-hmm.
season came. It's like, hey, he can take breaks on defense, and we'll
Fact.
be good. But offense, because like you said, that's one of his best attributes is a clutch factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have a catch and you have to have it, and you got a play that you have to have it, you go to Travis. Like he makes it's not 50-50 passes with him. I know other people have said, I've been saying it since forever. Like he comes down with some tough catches.
Facts.
And third down, you go back to TCU. Fourth down, throw a fade to Travis. Colorado doesn't get that, they probably lose that game.
Facts.
Do a fade in the slot on fourth down in the fourth quarter. He comes down with a huge, he consistently comes down with those plays. So yeah, I definitely agree on that. Definitely.
Yeah, because we think about the Colorado State game. Caught the 2 touchdowns. Then he had that interception on the old dude, and then the Baylor game hit the fumble in the overtime.
Mhm.
Colorado. I just felt like
Before that, he had the play that Colorado runs a lot. We'll show it when we get to the offensive breakdowns coming up. They'll do double posts from the field side, and they'll sneak Travis on like an over route, and then he turns up field. He hit a bunch of big plays with him doing that this season. And there's one in that Baylor game where he stretched out and snagged it, and it was a very important time when he had that. So yeah, he made a lot of big time catches.
Yeah, he was super clutch for us, and he extended a lot of drives. He was working for the offense and the defense at the same time. Say, guys, stay off the field, get your breath. We're gonna send this. So I shout out to Travis Hunter, man.
Absolutely. Tucson, appreciate the super chat, fam. We are back rolling. Holidays gone. Getting over my sickness. We rolling, man. We rolling.
We back in the game.
What we got next?
Question number 7. What were the team's biggest weakness this season?
I think we've hit on a lot of these so far. The offense in general, the utilization of running backs. I'd even say the utilization of the receivers. They could have made life on Shador so much easier by different concepts, passing concepts. When I say passing concepts, I'm talking about routes, what the receivers are running, getting more routes in front of his face. If you know that you're going to struggle blocking, you know that you're going to struggle with blitzes, with stunts, you need to have options for him to get the ball out quick where he doesn't have to wait for these long developing routes.
Right.
You got to film for it and right in front of his face. You should have drags every play. You should have running back angles coming in front of them. They did do a good amount of digs, but they'd run digs, which are like 10-yard and in routes. They do it a lot from the number one receiver, meaning the furthest outside. So it's taken longer for it to come open. I think there's a disservice done to him from the route concepts. And again, the lack of the running game, the lack of creativity with the run game. All of those things would have helped the offense be much better, would have helped Shador take less sacks, would have helped. I mean, think of all the times that we got knocked out of field goal range.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that you can bring it all back to not being able to run the football. Running the football is such an important thing in football, just in general. No matter the level, being able to run the football is imperative to being able to win. We watched Ohio State was running that thing.
Yeah, they were running.
Quarterback, they running backs. Notre Dame was running that thing.
Yeah.
Texas could run that thing. Who else was in the quarterfinals?
Penn State.
Penn State was running that thing. Boise State was running that thing. Arizona State was running that thing.
Thataboo, right? You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There's
running.
There's a common factor here. So yeah, that I'd say that was the biggest weakness. What you got?
I feel like on top of that run game, I feel like just the whole RPO thing. I just don't feel like that worked for us too well. Like I'd rather see us run out of pistol, run out of the split pro when we start doing the split pro. I just felt like, you know, that would have been like, it would have been so much better. And then when you was teaching me about, you know, when the linemen chip and go to the next level, and you're like, okay, like but we should do it. You do it instead of doing the stretch and all lateral stuff. Let's send the boys start this out.
Lateral blocking versus dual blocking, you're going vertical. So you're trying to literally push the lineman back vertical and then climb to the next level. And then you're creating all these holes for your running back to go through. Whereas when we're running inside zone, you're still getting that same double team action, but it's going lateral. So if you know that you struggle on the offensive line and you're playing these athletic defensive tackles that are able to, as you're trying to go vertical, beat you to the spot, get penetration, it's going to screw everything up. I didn't see them try to run duo one time. I saw counter very few times, power very few times. Weren't utilizing motion much.
Right. Not about the motion. Right.
A lot.
So that disappointed me. I felt like that not making those adjustments. Like, hey, like, man, maybe we should just let this RPO go. Let this inside zone go. Let's try something else that could work off. And I feel like linemen were athletic enough to hit a duo and go up to the next level and just kind of see where it goes. And that way you also don't have Shador taking all these unnecessary hits. I mean, the game gets wild, man. But personally, that was mine right there.
Yep. I agree.
Question number 8. What are your biggest takeaways from the 2024 season?
I'll let you kick this one off.
Robert Livingston can coach. I'm glad he's back this season. To say he's never called a game or he came in, he got, because he even said after North Dakota State, like, hey, that game, that game, and then every game after that, like, I just felt like, wow, this guy, like Robert Livingston, is coaching his butt off out there. Like, and I think that says a lot. And then shout out to Coach Prime for letting Robert Livingston coach. Like, hey, like, this is your defense. Hey, because you can see it. That's one thing I picked up when we watched the Prime show. Like, he's talking to Robert Livingston. What you see there? What was going on? Like, I like that. And I think that shows in the way the players end up playing. Like, you know, Cam had a monster season. How many safeties you got better ranked higher than Cam right now? Like, after the 2024 season? How many? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, look, hey, Travis, DJ, you know what I'm saying? Preston was having a great season. People point to that the Kansas State touchdown he gave up. Man, find me a better nickel than Preston Hodge. Hey, Preston fixed that in the game. Like, I'm, you know, the Baylor game when he got beat. He's try me again. Like, that mentality of saying, hey, next play up, I'm here. And, you know, so when I looked at it and said how significant Preston was, like I said, once Preston went out, defense changed. We started playing more zone. We started playing like, you know what I'm saying? So that to me, if you lose a piece and you gotta adjust what you do, that tells you how important that piece is. So man, like I said, Rob Livingston, man, shout out because I did not have the defense. And that's the reason why I give him such high praise because honestly, I did not think the defense was going to be the one carrying this team this year. I thought for sure the offense was going to be putting up so many points, right?
Mhm.
But man, it got some point. That defense was just elite. Look what they did to UCF. And when people talk about that defense, you got to remember they're playing the best running backs in the country. Like it wasn't, it wasn't like they were just playing like these random. Like I mean, people came out. So hey, I got the defense, man. I think shout out to Rob Livingston. Shout out to Coach Brian for making that hire because I was on you. I was like, bro, when we gonna announce the defensive coordinator? Bro, when we getting the defensive coordinator? What's going on? Don't we need the coordinator before we keep bringing all these players in? So shout out to that. Shout out to Damian Lewis with the defensive line. I think he did a great job with the defensive line. I think just that the attitude, the personality, just watching these guys grow through through the videos and actually seeing in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of these position coaches don't get acknowledged enough for what they do and what they bring. So I want to give a shout out to Damian Lewis. But at 2024 season, when I take away that, I mean, yeah, I had it at 10 wins, college football playoffs, but hey, it was a heck of a ride. That's what I got. It was a ride for me. How you feel about it, bro?
My biggest takeaways is legitimately offense. I'd scrap everything. And I would scrap everything. Like I would start all the way from the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
And same way Robert Livingston. He said he does not have a scheme. He builds players.
He did.
The offense this year needs to be built around their players. And you have to be creative. Like I don't want to have to keep talking about it, but the lack of trying. I don't care. Like I say it all the time. I will be a super fan of a team that is 0-12. That does not bother me. If I know that you are giving everything every week, the coaches are coaching their tails off, they're just getting beat. The teams that they're playing are just simply better. Like I'm fine with that. I cannot say the offensive side was coaching their tails off. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. Like there's I did not see adjustments being made. And we should start releasing some stuff from the season. I broke down what these defenses, every defense they played, what they were good at and what they were terrible at.
Yeah.
Every single team. Where to attack, what route concepts would be open, what run plays would be open, which DBs you needed to target.
Yeah. Facts.
No matter who they played, it was the same game plan.
Right. That's fact.
No matter what coverages the team ran, whether it's a mainly Tampa 2 team or a mainly man coverage team, it's the same pass concepts. I gotta see some creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see you try more things. I have to see you dedicate, and I want to see your offense look different week to week if the defenses you're facing will be different week to week.
Wow.
We've seen defenses. Colorado would change their defense. They changed the fronts based on the offense they were playing.
Facts.
There's no excuse that you can give me for why things weren't targeting specific, teams that you're playing, specific defensive schemes. I just don't get it. So that's my biggest takeaway. Offense, scrap everything. Like
from the ground up.
From the ground up. Like start over. Teach the team power. Teach them every single run concept. It's like I'd rather you lose by trying too much than by trying nothing.
And right.
Like run some new plays. Run a play that you saw on TikTok. I don't care.
If it works, it works.
People try to make football 3D chess.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really understand the game, it should be checkers.
Right.
What did I say when Notre Dame's at the goal line? What they should do every time?
Run the quarterback. Wait, was it the quarterback? Quarterback draw because he was getting the yards.
You don't. Why are you trying to pass the ball?
Oh,
It's simple.
yeah.
This football needs to get across this line to win.
Mm-hmm.
So with this quarterback, we're gonna be able to get 3 yards and carry.
Yep.
It's simple. They need to go back to basics. Go back to basics. Start from the drawing board. Add new concepts in. And Salter is a very, very talented quarterback.
I was going to ask you that because if you're building it from the bottom up, who you? Because Salter and Juju's two different playing styles. I mean, two different styles of playing. So, you know, you building it from the ground up. Which way you building it? Because Salter.
Who's next? Who's next? Do your work.
What's the next question?
Question 9. What are your realistic expectations for the Colorado Buffs in the 2025 season?
It's a loaded question. I'm going to skip that one. You go.
Okay, well, all we're going to say is win the Big 12, make the college football playoffs. I mean, you bringing in a veteran quarterback in Salter, this dude rush for 1,000 yards. Like, you know, he can throw. Boy, let me tell you, he could drop. He dropped dimes. So, you know, and the quarterback position obviously is one of the most important positions, if not the most important position. So, I don't see why we can't be back reloaded and making a run for the Big 12 championship. I think you got to make the Big 12 championship and make the college football playoffs. I mean, that's my expectations. I'm not gonna go backwards. Yes, we losing Travis. Yes, losing Shador, but you know, I think I think it's reasonable, man.
Right now, I can't even say my expectations right now because this isn't the team that's going to be taking the field in the fall. This transfer portal, still good guys in the transfer portal. Then you're going to have the spring transfer portal. Right now, they still have a lot of work to do.
Right.
There's a huge drop off from Chelsea right now.
Yeah.
There's a huge drop off. I want to see them get some dominant guys in that defensive interior, the defensive tackles. Need to see that happen. Edges, I'm good. I'm good with the edges. Think you probably need another corner. You're keeping Colton Hood, you're keeping DJ, keeping Preston Hodge. It's major. You got all new safeties.
Yeah.
All new linebackers.
Facts.
All new offensive line. All new receivers. Like it's we have to see. There's a lot of unknown right now.
Right.
So that's part of it. Personnel. Want to see how the personnel develops.
Mm-hmm.
Who they continue to get. And then want to see what they do with the offense. Are they going to scrap the offense and start from scratch? If they don't scrap the offense
and not run the ball,
team,
right?
And it's the same thing. No creativity. They're gonna win less games. I can tell you that right now.
Right.
Those things have to change. Now, I've said this before. This is the year we find out if Coach Ryan can really coach. I'm talking about as the collective public. We saw him with a first round quarterback. We saw him with a first round receiver and corner. Now we're removing those players.
Right.
You don't have any kids on the team anymore. Now we're really gonna see what you're made of. This is the year where you come out and really kick people's teeth in. This is who I am. So with that being said, I think he's approaching this season as this is where I'm really going to show who I am.
Right.
I'm saying that from the hiring that I've seen, from it looks like he's all in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's still negotiating his contract, but it looks like he is all in on getting as many winners around him to win. So off that alone, I'm expecting greatness. Now there's one more piece that I want to see, but off that alone, I'm expecting greatness.
I can feel it, but I'm with you. I just think that one of my expectations is when it's all said and done, we line up against Georgia Tech. I expect to see a running game. I expect to see us running the ball, man. I do. I mean, I feel like it doesn't matter
You can
either
see
which
that
way.
in the freshman tight ends. They got a tight end out of the portal too. We got to look at. We haven't looked at.
Okay, yeah, we got to
Getting
check them out.
tight ends to be able to run those heavier personnels. Looks like it's happening. I think a lot of work still needs to happen up front on the O line.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
besides Seaton and Cash, right? I mean, them probably your only two set starters.
I don't think Cash is a set starter.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right, boy, we gonna be tuned in. Then it's gonna be battle to see who else gonna jump in that portal.
yeah. I think things are gonna happen.
All right, my last question there. What is one thing you would like to see the coaching staff prioritize in this offseason?
I think I kind of just hit this.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the offense, like literally start from. That's what I want to see them prioritize. Start from scratch. I don't know if you got to go to clinics. I don't know. Like, don't be too proud to steal. Like it's like this. Like I sell houses.
Right.
If I'm able to see what 500 of the top agents do to sell houses, and I can see how they sell more houses than me, like I can, because we can watch the offense coordinator, we can see the plays the other teams are running. If I'm able to see what they're doing and how they're selling all these houses, and I'm not selling houses like that, and I say, you know what, that's fine. I'm going to do it my own way. It's kind of crazy. It's legit. It's kind of crazy. It's like you can see what's working. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to see what's working all across the country. Take advantage of it. Like you said, you don't have to go to clinics. You don't have to, it's tape. It's film. The film is there.
The film is there.
You can right now. I'd be looking at the top 10, not Army, maybe even Army. Who cares? I look at the top 10, 15 rushing offenses of last season, and I'm breaking them down, and I'm seeing what schemes they use. I'm seeing how they got their guys open. Then something I'm looking at the top 10 running backs receiving yards wise in college football. I want to go see how these teams scheme the running backs in the passing game to be able to get more touches. Like I'm starting from scratch. So that's what I want to see prioritized this offseason.
No, that makes a lot of sense, man. I agree with you. I mean, hey, I like give me a running back, give me two running backs. I want to see them get some rush attempts. I want to see them get some yards. The offensive line and the defensive line, I feel like I want to see them prioritize like, hey, these are our guys. We're going to lock in. We're going to be rolling with these guys. And like these are the five. This is the ones we want. Unless an injury happens, knock on wood, like these are the guys we're going to roll with. None of this trying to figure it out during game type stuff. Or you're having a good game this game. Or you having a bad game, bench you, then start you, and then bench you. Like, I don't want to see all that, and I want to see the best players play. Let them play. Like, go. You bring this talent here, they come to play. Let's see what you got. Put them out on the field. That's what I do like about Coach Prime with these freshmen. He said, I don't go for quantity. I go for quality. If I'm bringing you in as a freshman, I expect you to be able to play. Shout out, because, hey, we saw that with Draylon Miller, right? Hey, Draylon Miller, matter of fact, got the first touch of the 2024 season.
Yeah, that is true.
Right. That is true. So, I'm like, man, shout out to Prime, man. Shout out. But I do, bro. I just feel like, that's what intrigues me most about Salter in, putting the running back there. And like, if we could move the ball on the ground, I think it's going to take a lot off the defense, take a lot off the offense. that's what I want to see. I mean, that's that's what I feel like they should prioritize. Like run a run scheme that it looks like you've been practicing. There's some games I was like, bro, I don't know if and I don't say it to be. It's just because it's on film, so I can't. My eyes just can't say. Even when I'm doing all the cut up this week, I'm like, well, okay,
Not
but
having all 22 was such a blessing.
yeah,
Everything
you
was
see it
so
different,
easy, man.
right?
But when you can see it, and we're spending these hours each week scouting these teams and seeing what that's what makes it more frustrating.
Yeah, when you was watching the Kansas State game, you was like, Colorado's in bunches. Somebody's gonna be wide open, and somebody was wide open. So my thought is, hey, let's go back in bunches. They obviously struggling with it. I'm gonna beat you with bunches until you stop me. I don't know. That's just my mentality. Until you stop what I'm doing, I'm keep doing it.
What I say all the time, I don't guard what?
Ghost.
I do not guard ghosts.
Right.
I'm going to attack what I see. I'm not going to say, oh, what if they do that? No, I've watched film on you. I know what you do. I know what you're capable of. I know you. I'm going to attack that. I'm not preparing for ghosts.
Right.
Things that don't show up.
No facts.
Aberrations. Like, no, I'm taking. Literally said, I said, hey, we're watching Kansas State, watching a few games, watch Tulane versus them. I'm like, yo, they cannot guard the bunch. They mess up in communication every time. Whether you start out in a bunch, whether you motion a bunch, they struggle against bunches. So I just watched them play yesterday. I didn't even realize what had happened. Because you remember, if there's a running back offset to the two receiver side and the two receivers are nasty, getting close, I consider that a bunch. It's 3 by. And a lot of defenses will consider that a bunch. LeJontay Wester ended up wide open because they didn't communicate and they lost them in that bunch. And I didn't even see it when we were watching live, but it was just a busted coverage. If you know a team struggles at something, why not attack? I'll tell you what. Do you know who did not guard ghosts?
Now you talk about on our team defense secondary.
No, I'm talking about teams.
Oh, team wise, Ohio State,
BYU.
oh God, yeah.
BYU was
Shout out Devin.
1,000,000% prepared. You guys know we are huge fans. You can go back. I'll post the Patreon videos. Everyone in Patreon knew how that game was going to go.
Yeah.
We watched BYU multiple times this season. We watched them before the game. We knew that they were going to attack what Colorado struggled at.
Lateral left, lateral right.
It's not just that. It's the blitzes that we're doing. Blitzes,
yeah.
Places, the stunts that they were doing, disguising before the play. Their corners, they were playing aggressive. They were not playing how dude for Notre Dame did. With triggering. Like they were fully prepared for Colorado's offense. It was not the same. I mean, it's the same attacking defense they played, but they specifically were targeting Colorado. Hitches. I said, I said, please, no hitches, no lateral passes. Every time a hitch or lateral pass was ran, it was punched in the mouth.
Facts.
They adjusted to what they saw on film. Colorado's offense made 0 adjustments for BYU's defense. And we watched, I made a tweet when we first watched BYU. One, it was about Mark Collins, the corner, who's a dog. Showed that in the game. But then it was about the D coordinator because I was seeing how creative he was. He was running fake cornerback blitzes, like just crazy stuff. I like what they got going. Bowl game, you got unlimited time. And Devin said it again. And whoa, I can't pull the comments up. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Where is it? BYU was tailored specifically for us. Devin's in Patreon. He watches all of the breakdowns with us that we do each week, breaking down each team. Speaking of which, if y'all really want football and love football, make sure you follow us on Patreon. You Colorado fans, make sure you follow us on Patreon. That's the most in-depth you're gonna get. That's the best you're gonna get with D1 film rooms. Like I'm telling y'all.
For the chat alone.
The film breakdowns we do with private lives. We got a private live with the Colorado transfer this Sunday. We have private lives in there. We got everything. If you are a football fan, it's the link of this video. Every single video we do, it's on our YouTube bio, or you can just go to Patreon, search Buffton Prime. You can go any week and see what I said before the game, and let me know when I was wrong.
Hey, bro, you called that. We was watching the live watch party in Patreon last night. And you said, I'm taking the slot. You said, I'm taking the Notre Dame player with that slot fade touchdown all day. And it just, I literally go and clip it up and I can put it on you like 10 seconds. Like, it was like, wow. How did you even see that? That's crazy. It's wild.
They want to play 3D chess. It's checkers.
That was wild.
Man coverage. There's no safety over the top. I see he's inside leverage. I know that number one is their best receiver. I want him in a position where he's able to squeeze and then run away from everybody. There's no safety over there. Put him in a situation to run away from everybody.
Hey, you also told him, hey, Notre Dame, take 29 off the field. Notre Dame decided to put 29 on the best receiver. So how that played out? Like, what is going on? He did great. You can catch up with all these comments, bro. It's loaded. That was the last question, so we good.
Yeah, we be in Patreon
for hours.
Very deep. Like if anybody had thought when we did that it was gonna be a scam, if this season ain't proved nothing to you about, come on.
Yeah.
Just like before, every game, man. Nebraska film, that was come on.
Crazy.
Yes. Go ahead and follow our Patreon if you really want to see real football that you cannot get nowhere else.
That's facts.
Somebody gonna run a check this year. I promise you that. Like I promise.
Yeah, man. It's it's great. It's great, man. So you excited overall 2024 season? It's wrapped up. You know, we got so much going on, man. How you feeling, bro? I surprised you with all those questions, by the way. I do not let T-Cal read the questions until they hit the screen.
Those are all new questions, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they got going in this spring, this off season, this season. I think that'll tell us a lot. And again, I didn't get back into college football until last year. Like I was not watching college football. I wasn't watching NFL. Like now we locked in. Like, now these teams Colorado plays, I already know their schemes by heart. I didn't know so much this. I didn't seen it. Bring me a team, and I can tell you how to attack them. But yeah, I'm extremely excited for the season. This is the closest I've felt to football since I was playing. We're able to watch all these guys in the transfer portal, like Patreon's had. Everyone y'all been saying y'all want to see what we think about and what they look like. We don't watch them in Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, you join Patreon now. You coming in at a great time. It's like Game of Thrones. You get to watch everything.
Months and months of content.
By the time you catch up, this new season will be starting.
Shoot, we got at least like 15 transfer running back breakdowns.
Yeah.
In there. Like we got there's unlimited
active
content, man.
It's active. It's active like the chat is active. Shout out to the chat. Welcome back. You guys bumped the prime. We back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, shout out to my love bug. That's true. Yes, we are.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, man.
You call that off, real bro. Yeah, hey, go Gators. You right about that. But I think you mean Ponds.
Oh yeah, Ponds. Yeah, every All-American list. Every single All-American list. Right?
Shout out to Ponds. Shout out to Big Ponds. You know what's good.
And Watch Trey Tomlinson in Louisiana
Yeah.
this year. We'll be doing some watch parties of him. Watch Caleb Weaver at Duke. Oh my God. Watch Clef
Oh
Herndon
man.
at
Yeah.
Louisville. Watch Hosea Wheeler at Indiana.
Shout out to Jose.
I'm telling you. All right. All right. Yeah, Pons for real.
Yeah, Buzz.
Jeremiah Smith, 35 yards total.
You seen what he did at the championship game last night?
Everybody say, yeah, Pons gonna get dunked on and this and that. All right.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. It's wild. I think I'm excited, man. I'm ready. I'm like, man, why do they need a break? Let's just roll right into the next season. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with the offense. Um, honestly, I am. I'm excited to see what we gonna get. You know what I'm saying? No 10 personnel would be great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Prime for making college football fun again. This is great because I watching it. Shout out to DK.
That's look, it's been. I made a lot of money this year. I ain't gonna lie.
Woo. Hey, this would be the time. Like this the time to join the Buff Bets tier because boy, them early bets. Shout out to East Coast Kev. You know with Colorado.
I joined Prize Picks January 2024. That's 9K just from that. I hit DraftKings for over 20K. I hit FanDuel for over 10K.
You gotta lock in, man. You get them early bets, man. It changes everything. But it's cool, man. Like I said, we got a player coming on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you want to get in there? Shout out Showtime. Appreciate that. Salute.
We have a big time Colorado transfer coming on Sunday in Patreon.
Yeah, I wonder, but like, how y'all get to ask y'all questions? Because when we put the video on, you're like, I want to ask some questions. You got to be in there. You got to be in Patreon. You got to lock in.
That's where you got to be.
You got to be in there.
If y'all want the good stuff, man. All right, what questions y'all got before we hop off? What y'all got?
Let's talk ball. Yeah, what questions y'all got? What the?
What y'all got? What y'all got?
Salute. Tell them my little butt. Join that Patreon. Lock in.
MBJ, you know I don't believe in bashing players, except for effort. But his effort is so bad. Like that. Remember that Patreon Kansas week? Oh, that was a legendary one.
We'll never forget that, man. Oh,
I can
man.
tell you, he did not have a good game against Colorado.
No.
I don't know how they try to. Yeah.
Yeah, he went out there. He thought he was going.
Undraftable. Undraftable. Yes, Ray and Buell is at Memphis. He's at Memphis with Rashad Amos and our number 2 linebacker in the portal, Cam Burden, is also at Memphis.
Memphis and Duke was being busy in this portal.
What would your patience level for the OC next year? Depends who the OC is. Because if it's Pat and I don't see changes, it's going to be -3. It'll be -3. I should not be able to identify what will work against teams from here. I live a very busy life. I had to go deliver eviction notices today. Like I do not have time to be scheming against these teams. Yet somehow I'm scheming exactly how to attack these teams.
So it's crazy. Oh, they say Nate Robinson's son went to Memphis too.
It's crazy. No, he's a grabber. He's a grabber. He is a grabber. What are they going to do? What are they going to do in special teams outside of getting a new kicker? I believe there's a new special teams coach. So that's a start.
Okay, that's good.
Start. Jamel Clements. Do you think they addressed the right position and targeted the right people in the portal in high school? I love the high school class.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that they should have targeted in the portal for sure. Caleb Weaver.
Yeah.
Jose Wheeler. Yeah. There's Cleb Lubin. Oh my God. I can't wait to do his breakdown. You guys hear that name, you have no clue. Like it's just right.
Louisville, no.
I can't even. Crazy. So there's some people that I wish they would have targeted for sure. Definitely. Just got word that Columbia hired a coach. Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Insane.
Insane.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina. Oh my gosh.
Bro.
Insane.
Paisley. Yeah.
Aggressive. Absolutely aggressive. Linebacker and safety position still need more help. I do think so. Weren't a lot of linebackers.
I don't feel like it. Yeah, I don't feel like
Let me look up this one real quick. I don't want to say his name, but he was ranked very high, and I did not like his film. Has he not transferred? I had to have. Where did he transfer to? At one point, he was ranked the number 1 linebacker, and he just transferred to UConn.
Jim Moore Jr.
Nah, it's somebody else.
That first game versus Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech lost a lot. They lost a lot. Yeah, man. It's yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, we watched a little bit of him. Well, we're definitely gonna watch more of him, and he gonna get his full breakdown. Nah. He played in the league. You know him for sure. But I can tell you this: he can't out football me. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Hell, they're gonna lose every game.
Man, them Columbia guys are the opponents are happy.
Not a chance in hell. Could have been. Could have been. But I tell you what, something crazier might be on the way.
Who's next? Do your words match your video?
Yeah, this for my boy TKL, CT the fan. Yeah, we on that buff train, man.